Hey there, fellow adventurers. Get ready for a wild ride as I take you on an unforgettable journey through the heart of the USA. Picture this. I was exploring the vast landscapes of America, my senses alive with the thrill of the unknown. Little did I know that fate had something extraordinary in store for me. With my backpack filled with essentials and my heart brimming with anticipation, I set off into the great unknown. The air crackled with excitement as I ventured deeper into the heart of the USA. The call of adventure had always resonated deep within my soul, urging me to break free from the confines of my comfort zone. As I journeyed through the heart of the USA, I felt an undeniable connection to the pioneers and explorers who had come before me. The open road stretched before me like an unfurled ribbon, beckoning me forward into the embrace of the great unknown. With each passing mile, I could feel my worries and anxieties melting away, replaced by a sense of exhilaration. I was a free spirit, beholden only to the rhythm of the road and the call of my own adventurous heart. The sun beat down on my face, warming my skin as I hiked through fields of wildflowers. The air was sweet with the scent of pine needles and damp earth, filling me with a profound sense of peace. As I ventured deeper into the wilderness, I felt a sense of anticipation building within me. The heart of the USA was proving to be a treasure trove of hidden gems, each one more awe-inspiring than the last. The unknown beckoned me forward, promising a journey filled with wonder and excitement. Imagine a place where the land stretches as far as the eye can see, where rolling hills give way to vast prairies. This is the heartland of America, a region where the sky seems endless and the horizon holds the promise of adventure. Herds of buffalo grazed peacefully in the distance, their massive forms silhouetted against the setting sun. The air was alive with the sounds of nature, the chirping of crickets, the rustling of leaves, the distant cry of a hawk. The heart of the USA is a place where time seems to stand still, where the simple pleasures of existence take center stage. The beauty of the American heartland is both subtle and striking. One moment you're driving through miles of golden wheat fields, the wind creating waves of grain that shimmer in the sunlight. The next you round a bend and find yourself face to face with a towering rock formation sculpted by centuries of wind and rain. Far from the city lights, the night sky exploded with a million twinkling points of light, the Milky Way stretching across the horizon. It was a sight that filled me with a sense of wonder and made me feel incredibly small in the grand scheme of the universe. The heartland of America is steeped in history, and as I traveled through its small towns and wide open spaces, I felt the echoes of the past all around me. I visited ghost towns frozen in time, their abandoned buildings whispering tales of boom and bust. I stood on the battlefields where Native American tribes had fought fiercely to protect their land and way of life. I walked in the footsteps of pioneers who had braved hardship and danger to forge a new life in the West. These whispers of the past were a constant reminder that I was walking on hallowed ground. But perhaps the most alluring aspect of the American heartland is the open road itself. Miles of asphalt ribboned across the landscape, beckoning me forward, each turn promising something new and unexpected. I spent hours cruising down deserted highways, the wind in my hair, the engine humming beneath me. With each passing mile, I felt a sense of liberation, a shedding of the constraints of my everyday life. The open road was a blank canvas upon which I could paint my own adventure. With a heart full of anticipation and a map dotted with potential adventures, I set off into the heart of the USA. The open road stretched before me like an unfurled ribbon, beckoning me forward into the embrace of the great unknown. As I left the familiar cityscape behind, the landscape transformed into a breathtaking tapestry of rolling hills and dense forests. There's a certain magic to hitting the open road, a sense of freedom and limitless possibilities. With each passing mile, I could feel my worries and anxieties melting away, replaced by a sense of exhilaration. My initial plan was to stick to the well-traveled highways, making my way to some of the iconic landmarks. But as any seasoned adventurer knows, the best adventures often lie off the beaten path. So when I spotted a weathered sign indicating a detour onto a lesser-known back road, curiosity got the better of me. The unexpected detour had led me to a place of unexpected beauty and tranquility. Little did I know that this seemingly insignificant detour was about to lead me to the most extraordinary adventure of my life. As I sat there by the creek, listening to the gentle murmur of the water, a sense of peace washed over me. The air was still and warm, the only movement the gentle swaying of the trees in the light breeze. I pulled out my map, tracing my finger along the route I had taken, marveling at how far I had already come. As I packed up my things and prepared to get back on the road, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was different. Little did I know that these subtle shifts in nature were a harbinger of the extraordinary events that were about to unfold. The wind picked up, whipping the trees into a frenzy as if an unseen hand were shaking them violently. The sky transformed into a swirling vortex of charcoal-grey clouds, heavy with the threat of an imminent downpour. I hurried back to my jeep, the sense of tranquility from moments ago replaced by a knot of unease. No sooner had I started the engine than the heavens opened, unleashing a torrential downpour that hammered against the roof. I gripped the steering wheel tightly, my knuckles white, my heart pounding in my chest as I fought to keep the jeep on the road. As darkness descended, blending seamlessly with the already gloomy storm clouds, I realized with a growing sense of dread that I was hopelessly lost. The map, rendered useless by the relentless downpour, lay abandoned on the passenger seat. The storm showed no signs of letting up, and with each passing hour, the dirt road became increasingly treacherous. Despite the dire circumstances, a small flicker of hope ignited within me. But as the storm raged on, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was no ordinary storm, that fate had something far more significant in store for me. Just when my hope began to dwindle, a faint light pierced through the darkness ahead. As I cautiously approached, I made out the warm, inviting glow of a lantern emanating from a small, rustic cabin. Mustering the last vestiges of my strength, I steered the jeep towards the light, pulling up alongside the cabin's porch. As I stepped out of the vehicle, the cabin door swung open, revealing a weathered yet kind-faced elderly woman. Her words, spoken with such genuine concern and hospitality, were like a balm to my weary soul. Over steaming mugs of strong black coffee and plates piled high with homemade biscuits, I recounted my tale to Martha. She listened patiently, her weathered face etched with stories. "This storm's the worst we've seen in decades. Roads are flooded, power's out, Martha. But don't you worry none, you're safe here for as long as you need." Her words, spoken with quiet confidence, were what I needed. As I sat in her warm cabin, the storm raging outside, I realized this challenge was a journey of self-discovery and resilience. As the storm raged outside, shaking the walls of Martha's cabin, an unexpected sense of serenity settled over me. Perhaps it was the warmth of the crackling fireplace or the quiet wisdom radiating from Martha's presence. I felt a strange sense of peace amidst the chaos, knowing I was exactly where I was supposed to be. The storm, initially an insurmountable obstacle, now seemed like a strange sort of blessing. It had pushed me out of my comfort zone and into the embrace of the unexpected. In that detour, I found a connection to nature's power and the quiet strength within us all. Over the next few days, as the storm raged outside, Martha and I settled into a rhythm of shared meals and conversations. She told me stories of her life in the heartland, stories of hardship and resilience, of love and loss. I shared my dreams, fears, and reasons for this journey. Martha listened with quiet intensity, her eyes sparkling with understanding. She helped me see things from a fresh perspective. Our connection went beyond circumstance, rooted in a shared sense of adventure and respect for nature. With each passing day, as the storm raged outside, I found myself increasingly drawn to the rhythm of nature. The relentless pounding of rain against the roof became a soothing lullaby, the howling wind a symphony of untamed beauty. I spent hours watching the storm clouds dance across the sky, their shapes constantly shifting and morphing, a mesmerizing display of nature's raw power and artistry. Time seemed to flow differently here, governed not by clocks and calendars, but by the ebb and flow of the elements. Days were measured not in hours and minutes, but in the cycles of light and darkness, the rising and setting of the sun, the waxing and waning of the storm's fury. There was a sense of timelessness here, a feeling of being connected to something far greater than myself, a part of the ancient rhythms of the earth that had been playing out for millennia. As the storm finally began to subside, its fury spent, leaving behind a world washed clean and sparkling in the sunlight, I felt a renewed sense of purpose wash over me. The experience had been transformative, stripping away the layers of stress and distraction that had clouded my vision, revealing a clearer, more focused sense of who I was and what truly mattered. I had set out on this journey seeking adventure, a break from the mundane routine of my everyday life. And while I had encountered challenges far greater than I could have ever imagined, I had also discovered a strength, resilience, and capacity for connection that I never knew I possessed. The road ahead was still uncertain, my original plans disrupted by the storm's fury, but I no longer felt lost. I knew that the true adventure lay not in rigidly adhering to a predetermined route, but in embracing the detours, the unexpected turns, the challenges and triumphs that make up the tapestry of life. The storm had finally retreated, leaving behind a world washed clean and vibrant. The sun, a triumphant warrior emerging from a fierce battle, cast its golden rays across the landscape, painting the dew-laden leaves and glistening spiderwebs with an ethereal glow. As I stepped out of Martha's cabin, drawing in a deep breath of the crisp, rain-scented air, I felt a surge of gratitude for the simple gift of being alive. Martha, her weathered face etched with a mixture of relief and anticipation, joined me on the porch. Martha, well, son, seems like the worst is over. This here's what we call a glimmer, a promise of better days ahead. Her words resonated deep within me, echoing the sense of hope and renewal that thrummed through my veins. We spent the morning helping Martha clear debris from around her property, the shared work forging a bond of camaraderie between us. As we worked, she pointed out the subtle ways in which the storm had transformed the landscape, a fallen giant revealing a hidden path, a newly formed creek carving its way through the heart of the forest, a vibrant tapestry of wildflowers bursting forth in a riot of colors. There's a spot not too far from here, Martha said, her eyes twinkling with a hint of mischief, a place where the earth itself seems to touch the sky. Intrigued, I eagerly agreed to join her on a hike to this mysterious destination. As we rounded a bend, the forest opened up to reveal a sight that stopped me dead in my tracks. Before me lay a chasm of immense proportions, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of reds, oranges, yellows, and browns. Well, son, what do you think? Martha's voice, filled with quiet pride, broke the spell that had been cast over me. I struggled to find words to express the awe and wonder that surged through me. It was as if the storm, in its destructive fury, had ripped open a portal to another world, revealing a hidden masterpiece of nature's artistry. But as my gaze swept across the vast panorama before me, it landed on something that sent a jolt of adrenaline coursing through my veins. Perched precariously on a ledge, halfway down the canyon wall, was a creature of such unexpected beauty, such raw power and grace, that it took my breath away. A bald eagle, its white head gleaming in the sunlight, its piercing eyes surveying its domain, stood with an air of regal majesty. I watched, mesmerized, as it spread its wings, catching the wind currents, and soared effortlessly into the azure expanse above the canyon. It was a moment of pure magic, a testament to the resilience of nature, the enduring spirit of the wild. As I stood there on the rim of that storm-carved canyon, the image of the majestic bald eagle etched into my memory, I realized this journey was about more than destinations. It was a journey into the unknown, a confrontation with nature's raw power, and a testament to human resilience. The echoes of this adventure would reverberate through my life, leaving me raw, vulnerable, and yet stronger. I had faced my fears, pushed beyond limits, and emerged with a newfound appreciation for life. The open road had been my teacher, and the lessons it imparted were as varied and unexpected as the landscapes I encountered along the way. I learned the importance of staying present, of embracing the detours and unexpected turns that life throws our way. I discovered the power of human connection, the kindness of strangers who offer shelter from the storm and remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. I learned to trust my instincts, to listen to the whispers of my heart even when they led me off the beaten path. I embraced the rhythm of nature, the cycles of light and darkness, the ebb and flow of the elements, and in doing so found a sense of peace and belonging that had eluded me in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But perhaps the most profound lesson I learned was the importance of resilience, the ability to bend without breaking, to rise stronger from the ashes of adversity. The storm had tested me, pushed me to my limits, and yet I had weathered it. And in weathering it, I had discovered a strength within myself that I never knew existed. Nature, in all its raw and untamed beauty, had been my constant companion throughout this journey. It had challenged me, humbled me, and ultimately transformed me. I had witnessed the destructive fury of the storm and the quiet resilience of a single wildflower pushing its way through the cracked pavement. I'd stood in awe of towering canyons and felt the spray of a thundering waterfall on my face. And in those moments of communion with the natural world, I had felt a profound sense of connection, a deep knowing that I was a part of something far greater than myself. And nature had a way of stripping away the artifice, the pretense, the masks we wear in our everyday lives, revealing the raw, essential truth of who we are. The experience had rekindled within me a sense of wonder and awe, a deep appreciation for the simple yet profound beauty that surrounds us if only we take the time to notice. It had reminded me that true adventure is not about conquering nature, but about surrendering to it, allowing ourselves to be humbled by its power and inspired by its resilience. As I turned my back on that majestic canyon, the setting sun painting the sky in 1,000 hues, I knew a part of me would remain in that untamed wilderness. The experience had changed me, etched onto my soul, a reminder that the greatest adventures are often unexpected. The open road still beckoned, whispering promises of new discoveries. Adventure is all around me, woven into every sunrise and sunset. So, my fellow adventurers, embrace the unknown, step outside your comfort zone, and discover the wild beauty around you. Keep exploring, keep dreaming, and never stop believing in the power of adventure.